Hello again. Quick update on the laser cutter project. No, this project is not dead. It's just severely delayed. So as you can see, I have my driver subplate pulled out of the machine again. I'm very thankful I mounted everything to a subplate that's easily removable. And decided along the way, after some more research and reading, to change some things up. The first and foremost is I'm switching out some of my driver cards. So this is the TB6600 series driver card, which I'll continue to use. I went and purchased two more of the 6600 series driver cards. Unfortunately, I could not find this packaged card anywhere, so I ended up getting these. And originally, they looked sort of like this. Let's see if you can, where all the mounting terminals were on the same side as the chip. So the first thing I had to do was unsolder all the tall components and flip them from the front side to the back side of the card. This allows me to mount it flush onto the driver plate like so. I've already moved all the mounting holes and everything is ready just to bolt on just like that. The other thing you should note is instead of 4 driver cards, I'm down to 3. Reason for that is I've decided to use one of the little stepper sticks for the X-axis. That axis only needs, oh man, I have to go back and review my notes, but it was way less than an amp max on that stepper motor because it was so tiny. So I'm going to use a stepper stick to drive that axis, which hopefully will give me even higher frequency response than these guys did. So why did I chuck the 3 amp, what were these, TB6560 drivers? Not first and foremost, there's a bunch of minor reasons that all added up. First one was power sequencing. These have a known issue that if you don't power sequence them right, they will blow the driver chip, hence the little red wire. And also a whole bunch of added circuitry on the control card to make sure that the standby power came up before the 24-volt power drive to these guys came up. One reason. Second reason, these have a fixed current setting based on these switches that switch in and out these resistors. That works, but for the X-axis, I'd have to go in and swap out these resistors to get the small enough value to work for my application. Also, for the other axes, I could get close, but it wasn't exact, so not real useful. On the 6600 series, you have a little variable resistor here. You measure between these two holes, and there's a little chart on this one that tells you, hey, if your reference voltage is this, your Imax will be that. Pretty straightforward to set up to any current. The last issue for getting rid of, or for wanting to swap these out, is these typically have a maximum clock input of only 15 kilohertz, where these guys are like 200 kilohertz. You're thinking, kilohertz? Why would you ever need to go that high? Well, when I'm doing raster engraving on the laser cutter, you need to control the X-axis at a high rate of speed so that it scans consistently all the way across fast enough that you can pulse the laser on and off and just etch versus cut or burn a big groove into whatever workpiece you're on. So this will be my X, and these have a very good step rate. I've forgotten what it is off the top of my head because I'm an idiot and don't look it up before recording videos. But it's much better, or it was better than these. These were 200 kilohertz, and these were only 15. So, pretty easy reasons to swap this out. I did manage to find the original heat sinks, so my plan is to go find the 5-volt regulator that was on here, reassemble this, and have it available for other projects. These are still good drivers if you watch out for the gotchas. And when you're trying just to do something quick where you just need stepper motor driver and a microcontroller thrown on a board just to try something, go-to solution. They're going in the parts bin. As for these guys, I don't have them mounted yet because, like those, there was some issues with how most of the overseas designers, or maybe even local designers, I don't know who did it first, but they're generally cloned overseas, did with the power circuit on this guy. There's an internal 5-volt regulator that supplies some of the control logic on here. That was only ever meant to drive the TTL inputs, or the transistor outputs of the buffer chips. And they've gone on to add things like LEDs on the warning lights and some other little, this chip here which puts it in automatic decay mode. It's just some sort of TTL gate. In fact, is a 74 HCT14. I think that's an inverter, isn't it? I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But anyways, they're typically drawing more power than the absolute recommended. So I'm going to go through and rework these real quick before I mount them down permanently to remove all the unnecessary draws on that domain. LEDs are easy to get rid of. They're nice to have. I don't care. So off they go. This circuit here, which is the automatic decay, I'm going to keep that. That's kind of nice. I do remember somewhere in my notes that there is a issue with the timing. Either when your clock is running very fast or very slow, something gets out of whack and this kicks into decay mode too soon or too late. I think it was too soon. But anyways, something iffy in here. I'm going to fix that up while I'm at everything else. So that is the update on this for now. I'm hoping to get these figured out and parts ordered. I think I need a couple little SMT caps and resistors to do it, and I didn't have them on hand the last time I looked at this. And then everything mounted back on this plate before I get started on the next project, which unfortunately I need done before this. So I have a open PNP build out of an old Shipoko? I can't say the name. The CNC milling, desktop milling kit that was done a few years ago. I think they're on generation 3 now. Someone at the makerspace is moving and have already moved one of the version 2s at least twice and lost some various bits, and things have loosened up, so they didn't really have a use for it and didn't want to move it again. So I'm going to try and convert that to an open PNP machine to try and speed up some of the mass builds we do every once in a while. So do a little bit of work on this, set it aside yet again to be delayed for a while, and then get back onto the other projects that are a little more pressing. But since there was some rumors of its death, I thought I'd drag this out of the closet and work on it while I have this little delay while I'm waiting for some stuff to show up. So there you have it. Hopefully someday I'll actually get this edited and uploaded, and we'll take it from there. Okay, here's just a quick video. Got the driver mount all reworked. So we have the original 4 amp TB6600 driver, and then the 2 new 4 amp drivers. I got the cables all reharnessed and put back on, and now I have another project I need to work on, so this is going back on the laser cutter and go back on the to-do list for a while until I have time to work on the Smoothie motion board driver adapter card that'll go right here that will control all these stepper drivers. Laters.